Hello, dear friends. I'm here again to share a new, interesting, and meaningful story with you. Let's enjoy this story together and learn the lessons it has to offer. In the hidden mountains of Kabul, a remarkable story of courage and compassion began. A young girl formed an unbreakable bond with a gentle deer, one that even the cruel traps of hunters could not destroy. Today, you will witness how a single act of kindness turned a life or death moment into a story of loyalty, bravery, and the miracles of nature. If you believe in true friendship and the magic of the natural world, this story is for you. In the remote areas of Kabul, there was a village surrounded by forests of pine and oak trees. In this village lived a young girl named Sara. She was not like other children. Instead of playing games, she listened carefully to the sounds of birds and loved learning about the healing properties of plants. Her father was a poor carpenter, but he always taught her an important lesson. He said, "My daughter, the universe is a great book of God. Every animal and every plant carries a lesson." One evening, when the sun disappeared behind the mountains and a cold wind echoed through the valley, Sara was collecting firewood with her father. Suddenly, she heard a weak, trembling sound. It was not a human voice, but the cry of a helpless creature. Sara said, "Father, please wait here. I feel someone needs help." Her father replied with concern, "No, my daughter, it is dark now. The forest is dangerous." But Sara was firm. She picked up her small lantern and walked toward the sound. Sara walked through narrow paths between the pine trees. The closer she got, the louder the sound became. Near a large rock, she saw a painful scene. A beautiful brown deer was trapped in a strong steel snare. Tears filled its eyes. The wire had cut deeply into its leg, and blood was flowing. When the deer saw Sara and her light, it tried to escape, but collapsed from pain. Sara gently came closer and spoke softly. "Do not be afraid. I am not your enemy. I am here to break your chains." Sara realized this trap was set by cruel hunters. She began loosening the wires with her small hands. Her father arrived and, seeing her courage, helped her. Together, they cut the metal wires. The deer was free, but too weak to run. Sara said, "Father, we cannot leave her here. Wolves will kill her. Let us take her home." Though her father hesitated, the plea in Sara's eyes convinced him. At home, Sara prepared her room for the deer. She made a soft bed from old cloths and used healing mountain herbs on the wound. Every night, Sara sat beside the deer, washing its leg with warm water and applying medicine. One day she said lovingly, "I will name you Nazo, because you are gentle and beautiful." Slowly, Nazo began trusting her. Whenever she heard Sara's footsteps, her ears would rise, and gratitude shone in her eyes. News spread that Sara was keeping a deer. Some villagers warned, "A wild animal will bring misfortune." Hunters demanded, "This is our prey. Give it back." Sara stood firm and said, "Anyone who shows no mercy to God's creatures is himself in need of mercy. Nazo is my companion, and I will protect her." As Nazo healed, Sara felt deep pain. She knew the deer belonged to the forest. One stormy night, the wound became infected. Nazo cried weakly. Sara wept, pressing her forehead against the deer's head, and whispered, "Do not leave me. You are the only one who understands my silence." Before dawn, hunters broke into the house. Their leader shouted, "This animal belongs to us. Give her to us, or we will burn your home." With tears in her eyes, but great courage, Sara replied, "You see meat and skin. I see a soul, As long as I live, you will not touch her." The hunters left, warning they would return in 1 week. Sara climbed the highest mountain to find the legendary plant of life, believed to grow only for pure-hearted souls. Injured and bleeding, she found it and returned. She crushed the plant and fed it to Nazo. Hours passed. Suddenly, Nazo trembled, opened high-rise, and gently licked Sara's hand, a silent sign of loyalty. Nazo fully recovered. Sara realized true love means freedom. She returned Nazo to the forest and said, "Go, these mountains are your home. But promise, when I am lonely, come back once." Nazo looked back one last time and disappeared into the trees. Years passed. Sara grew older. One winter, her father fell seriously ill. The medicine was in a distant village. Sara went despite the storm. A deadly snowstorm trapped her. Freezing and exhausted, she collapsed, whispering, "Is this where my life ends?" Sara felt warmth. Opening her eyes, she saw Nazo, now strong and majestic, surrounded by her herd. Nazo pressed against her, sharing warmth, and licked her hand again. She dragged Sara to a cave and saved her life. Villagers watched in amazement as Nazo guided Sara home. An old hunter dropped his gun and cried, "We were fools. This creature taught us humanity." The villagers built a stone monument where Sara and Nazo first met. It read, "Here began a story of humanity and loyalty that even death could not end." From that day on, hunters became forest protectors. Sara always said, "Our lives are tied to mercy. If we show mercy to God's creatures on earth, mercy will be shown to us from the heavens." The story of Sara and Nazo reminds us that kindness still exists in our world. If this story touched your heart, help us spread this message by liking the video and sharing it with your friends. Every subscribe is a big support for our little channel. Thank you for becoming part of our storytelling family. Until the next story, take care and stay inspired.